I have so many other videos I'd like to make, but I haven't had time lately. It's been pretty busy. Um, but I had this thought yesterday, and this is the video I wanted to make, and it's sad. I mean, it's good and bad at the same time. I had this thought yesterday. I actually wanted to post a video called Alex Encounters the Spiritual War. I haven't posted it yet. I actually haven't posted another video called Alex Encounters Satan. And the reason why I haven't posted either of those videos is because they're both pretty in your face. They're hard hitting. And I want people to be saved. I want them to realize the truth and to realize how powerful and how important the Bible is and their relationship with Christ and their position in this world and their position with God. And their belief in Christ is what saves them. And I want to get them to that point, you know. I do. I want them there. And so for me to post a video that's kind of admittedly scary, I might scare someone away, or I might freak someone out, or, you know, isn't it sad the world we live in where you could potentially be afraid of speaking the truth about something, you know? Isn't that pathetic? I think one day I'm going to post all of these videos regardless, but it's sad, this world we live in. You know, at one time we had free speech, and now it seems like you're not allowed to, you know, just this morning there was an advertisement on YouTube when I was watching, as I was drinking my coffee before I came here, and it said, all lives don't matter until Black Lives Matter. And that whole thing, you know, Candace Owens has been showing off a lot of very interesting statistical information, factual information about different groups of people and how criminality is related, and how that whole statement, that whole group of people, you know, usually my group of people are a bunch of liberal white fools that they look at Black Lives Matter and they see it as a justification, a good thing that illustrates that group of people's plight, you know, their problem. And in truth, that organization is actually an extension of fascism. It's an extension of the Nazi Party. And so for me, or like my friend was saying yesterday, how the Democrat Party is, a lot of their tenets, I think all of their tenets, come from the National Socialist Party, which is the Nazi Party. But nobody realizes this, and nobody looks into the information and thinks about any of this. And if you say anything to them, they get offended. You tell them the truth, And they get offended, or they call you a racist, or a bigot, or a homophobe, or a Trump voter, or not a Christian, or whatever. I've pretty much put my whole life on the internet. Isn't that scary? I've basically told my entire life story on those NIV videos. I've handed that whole thing. I lay here, right here, before you. Anything you want to know about me is right there. I've cried in front of this camera. I've talked about every topic, every issue. You've heard me say it all. Why should I ever be afraid of speaking the truth? You know, I've read through this whole thing on this camera, and now we're reading through this whole thing on this camera. Why should I be afraid of anything now? I don't know. It's just sad, the world we live in. It breaks my heart that I can't just say, you know, I guess if our First Amendment was perfect as it should be, and I did have the right to say what I wanted to say to maybe my close friend, you know, and I told him all the truth, or let's say with my cousins, you know, I tell them the same thing, and they would respond with this Snopes article saying, no, that's not true, that's misinformation, because you said the. That's how those Snopes, it's such, that happened to me once on Facebook. It was one of the reasons why I left Facebook. I kept getting snoped. Sounds like sniped. Kept getting snoped. Look at that, there's snopers! They're all around us. I'm gonna get snoped. I would explain my position, but it would be in kind of what a lot of people frown as conspiracy theory. And the definition of conspiracy theory, if somebody could leave that in the comments, that would be useful, because a lot of these conspiracy theories today that they say as conspiracy theories, that's another discussion. They just scoff at it and say immediately that's a conspiracy theory. That is not fact. That is not truth. Is this fact? Is this truth? See, I believe it as truth. I believe it as fact. I think all of this happened. I think this whole thing is true, this Bible. But some people don't want to believe that, and they don't want to hear it, and they don't care because they're living in that domestic bliss and perfect life, I guess. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to be confronted with a scary thought, you know, that maybe their entire government is this or that, you know. Or they don't want to think about certain events in history. And they don't want to be confronted with even the smallest possibility that a conspiracy could be going on. By definition, a conspiracy. There it is. It's right in the lines of the movie. At the very least, if I never post this video, I continue to read this and read it into this camera and post a video every day. And this is the truth. But people scoff at this a lot of times, and they I don't know. I guess I should just stop talking. There's a reality that not everybody is going to believe what you say. Not everybody is going to take seriously your warnings. You see all this going on, and I want everybody to be right with God, to be right with Christ in their hearts. And then I talk to them and I see actions, I see words, and I don't know, and it's very scary. And I want to throw everything I got at them. I want to show them everything and tell them everything going on and tell them the history. Tell them what's going on. Tell them the truth. But see, you give them, it's all in how you approach it, how you hand it out. Are you that welcoming voice that they get it and they want to listen to you, See, maybe I'm not the one to give it to my friend, Maybe he doesn't hear me because he doesn't respect me, and he just looks at me as the little kid that was his friend, He doesn't want to listen to me in an intellectual way because he is the intellectual superior, right? But I just want people to be saved, and I want them to know they're saved. So at the very least, I can hand this truth out every day, but I want them to take it more seriously because the indicators of everything else going on are all there. I could tell you all about that. But I don't want to scare you away either, Or maybe I should just post all of it and say, here you go. Do you believe it or not? Maybe let you decide if I'm crazy or not. I don't know. I'll stop talking. This is the truth. I want them to know this more than any conspiracy theory or anything, This is the truth. Take it. It's right in front of you. Take it, please. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.